What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Crazy House, and I'm here again with another sketch blog. So, 2013 is over, and I've been doing a lot of reflecting about this year, and not just about this year, but what I want to accomplish in the coming year and years to come. So, I figured I would, in this sketch blog, just kind of share parts of my year and what led up to this year, and just kind of, maybe share my personal story will help other people with their life as well. So here it goes. First, let me give you just, I guess, the prequel to Chris Crazy House's 2013. It's the end of 2011, and I'm pretty much riding high. I just finished a couple of conventions. I had done some film festivals with Amu's Angel and everything. So I got an offer to do some game design. And this is the first real game design that I'm going to be doing, like for designing a mobile game, and that was the Yumbies games. So, and just to let you guys know, this is why I always say make sure you make your connections and I guess try not to burn any bridges because you never know who's going to come up with something later on. And I had done some work for these people, I guess back in like 2006, 2007. And they came back and they wanted to do a mobile game called the Yumbies, so I signed on for that. So in November 2011, I started doing pre-production work, just like designing the characters and backgrounds and whatnot. So beginning of 2012, I'm full on into doing animation for the game, and like I said, I'm riding high. Also, that's when end of 2011 was when I also conceptualized the Chronicles of PA and started doing character designs, and everything was just all good. And then by the time we got to April, I get even more news. Like I'm working on the game. I started doing some more conventions. The second issue of Knuckleheads was out. I was working on the Action magazine, working on Chronicles of PA. And then in April, Easter Sunday, I get the good news that I'm going to be a father. So, 2012 was just, going to be the best year ever, for me anyway. And, for those who know, for those who have seen the video already, in July of 2012 was when there was complications with the pregnancy and my daughter dies and we lose our child. So literally I went from the highest of highs to the lowest of lows, and I can almost compare it literally to if anyone is a child of the 80s, you remember the Challenger explosion, how that was on TV, and the Challenger space shuttle was just flying high, and then all of a sudden just explodes. That's exactly how I felt in 2012. Like everything was going great. I was soaring to the stars, and boom, all of it just blows up in your face and just goes completely down. And it's funny now when I think of it, my life has almost become pre losing. So it's like pre child loss and post child loss, and it's almost funny. It's like when I think back on those days before it happened, I can almost see it's almost like a Disney movie or something like that, or a Disney cartoon where you see like rainbows over the sky and the sun shining and flowers in the field. It's almost that ridiculous, when I look back on it, because like that's how emotionally, that's how happy I was, and just where my mindset was. And after it was just like it's like the reverse of the Wizard of Oz. Like the Wizard of Oz, when you're in Oz, everything is in color, but once you leave Oz or before you got there, before the tornado, everything was in black and white. And that's how I felt in the fall of 2012. Like everything was in black and white all of a sudden, and very dreary. Like people talk about depression, but it's something beyond that, really. And I don't know what you would want to call it, but it was beyond that. And you kind of everything was kind of a blur to me, and I was kind of glad that I had the Chronicles of PA to work on, because I was actually finishing up the illustrations for the book during the fall of 2012, and also finishing up the second Yumby game. So that kind of kept my mind preoccupied, and I would just concentrate on that and get that done, and that gave my mind something to think about other than my dead baby. So it's that got me on through till December of 2012, and once that was there, I had to actually sit there and confront what had just happened over the summer and just kind of sit there and actually think about it. Excuse me, I had to take a sip of water there. But it's my emotions went from depression and sadness to just pure anger. I was just angry all the time. And by the time we get to January 2013, I just really didn't give a damn about anything or anybody at that point. And maybe I'm just good at masking it. I'm sure people thought I was very cordial and very nice, but because I've always been one of those people that always been very goal oriented, even when I was a kid, and wanted to accomplish a certain goal and I can see the end result, and I know how to get there, and I know how, to finish it, and just getting there and getting it done. But after losing your child, you just stop. My mind got to the point where I couldn't see the future anymore, and that was it's hard to explain if you've never been through that kind of loss or anything, but you just don't, because you've worked so hard to accomplish something, and then for something just that's completely out of your control to just go down like that, you become very unsure of yourself. Like I became very unsure of myself, and I had nothing to do with the loss of the pregnancy. No one did. It was just something that happened. But it just, you lose confidence in yourself, and you lose confidence in everything that you're doing. You start reevaluating everything you're doing. You start thinking about your life and what led you to that point. So at that point in, like I said, January, I was just really running on fumes. I didn't really. That was the first year. 2013 is the first year where Chris Crazy House wasn't really out there seeking anything or really trying to accomplish anything. I know I did accomplish things in 2013, but I was not actively out there doing it or trying. I was just things were just coming to me at that point. That's why I say I was kind of running on fumes and maybe a little bit of luck as well. Maybe someone's looking out for me, but like it was just whatever work I did in 2013 just kind of came to me, like just out of a phone call or someone contacted me in an email. But I really almost didn't care whether, I got any more art to do at all. Because he said once you lose your child, everything else becomes very minuscule. You don't think about anything else being important. So that's where I was, and it's almost like I said, I kind of lost my sight for the future. It's almost, if anyone's familiar with the Dune series, it's almost kind of like when Paul Atreides, the Muad'Dib character, when he kind of loses his foresight into the future, or I guess for anyone who's not into that, maybe Star Wars, when the Jedi and Revenge of the Sith, they start losing their ability to predict the future and see the future. That's how they didn't see the traitor Anakin coming up and destroying the Jedi Order or the Sith coming back. So yeah, that's how it kind of was for me. I didn't have that foresight anymore. I didn't have my mojo, and that's well to be expected. So it really wasn't until what kind of shook me out of it was really a bad situation. I guess you could say it was someone trying to take advantage of me. In my opinion, they were. Excuse me. I got in a contract to do some artwork, some T-shirt designs, and these guys tried to play me out. I was doing all these designs, and the guys were trying to say, "Oh, once the designs were done, then they were like, oh well, these designs are for." It's only if we get picked up or something, that's when you get paid. And I was like, no, I'm not feeling that at all. So, when someone tried to pull the okie doke on me, that's kind of shook me out of my funk there. And I decided that, things are going to change, and I'm just going to get my act together and try to start being more proactive and moving forward. And a big opportunity came when my wife finally finished school and she got the job opportunity to work for the Tennessee State Health Department. So, that was a big thing for us, and we decided to move. And that, for me, that was just a great thing. We got to move in the summer of 2013. That kind of rolled things over and kind of changed things around for me. Because moving to a new place, you get to discover new things. You get a new I started feeling like a new lease on life. Like I really felt like when I was in Atlanta, like I felt like there was like a grip on the back of my neck or something like that, or this big weight just sitting on my shoulder. And I honestly say, like literally, when we crossed the state line and we got to Chattanooga, like I just felt like an overwhelming sense of relief, like that weight was off my shoulders and that thing was off my back, and I could kind of breathe for a change. And we got here to Nashville, and things have been more smoother sailing, and like I said, my wife got the new job, and it's going great for her. She's actually appreciated. That's why she decided to get the doctorate degree in the first place, because the master's degree she was underappreciated. She was doing all the work but no appreciation. Now she's getting some appreciation finally. And for me, I got more contracts working on games and stuff like that, so that's helped my career. And also, I've kind of got my back together. That's why I've been doing these sketch blogs more consistently, because I want to make a promise to myself to try to do one of these once a week and get them done. So yeah, I mean, that's 2013 was a big trip for me, a roller coaster indeed. It's almost kind of the opposite of what happened in 2012, where I was up high and came down low. And I started off low in 2013 and kind of come up. I wouldn't say I'm at the height of heights as I was in 2012. I don't know if it's because I'm more weary or more battle scarred, I guess you can say, after losing my daughter. But I'm in a better state of mind than I was in 2013 started. And that brings us to what I wanted to accomplish in 2014. I have a bulletin board sitting right next to me here. I'm waiting to get my big calendar. That I just ordered it online. I decided to design my own calendar and on Vistaprint, and it'll be here probably within the week or so. And I got dates and stuff already set up. So Chris Crazy House is ready to go on and attack 2014, and not just 2014, but all the way until the day I die. So I'm not. The difference is I won't be going in with blinders on. I won't be going in thinking everything can always be hunky dory. It won't be all rainbows and sunshine and flowers in the field, but it'll be better. And the things that I can control, I know that the ones that I know I can control, I'm going to put my work into it, because, at the end of the day, and I might do a separate blog about this. I have my concepts and my ideas for a reason. Like these ideas that come to me, like this room right here, this girl riding this dragon cycle, as I like to call it, that came to me for a reason. It's for me to do it. So when it comes to you, sometimes you just gotta get down there and do it. And I start to reassess my skills and what I do for a living. And it's a gift that's been given to me. And who am I to abuse it by not putting the effort into getting the stuff done? So when the stuff comes to me, I'm going to be trying to get it out as best I can. That's my motto for 2014, is to pour it out. And what I mean is the stuff that's all in my head, I'm just going to pour it out in 2014. And we're going to make some money in the process. I got the comic book, The Chronicles of PA. They're not just the comic, but the graphic novel is done. We just got the full funding for the Kickstarter, so we're going to be working on the game this year and get that out hopefully pretty soon. I got other projects coming up for chriscrazyhouse.com, and I got some other comic book projects. I'm keeping it a secret, mostly because everything is not copyrighted yet, so I don't want to be showing character designs and stuff like that, and someone steals it. So I want to make sure everything's legally protected, but a lot of stuff going to be working on this year. And also I'm working on toys now. That's something I discovered in 2013. That's just a hobby to get my mind right. I discovered sewing, and I've been making my own toys. So that's another thing that I'm going to be doing in 2014 and beyond, because it's something else that I can put my art skills into, put some time in. It's very soothing and relaxing for my brain. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this sketch blog. I want to wish you guys all the best in 2014 and beyond. And let's all make it happen, not just for me, but for everyone else. Chris Crazy House signing off. Peace out.